At the same time, Trade Union Solidarity previously announced a court bid to have SAA placed under business rescue. A meeting has been scheduled between the legal teams of Solidarity, SAA and government ministers to discuss a possible court date. eNCA's Heidi Giokos is on that story with the latest. She joins me now live. Heidi, has that meeting taken place? What's the latest?
So, Tony, we do understand that the meeting did take place. It was scheduled to take place at 8 o'clock this morning at the South Gauteng High Court. And it seemed to have gone quite quickly, given the fact that Solidarity was expected to meet with all parties involved to discuss the court process of that involuntary business rescue that the trade union wanted SAA to undergo. But given the fact that the Department of Public Enterprises released a statement in the early hours of this morning to say they are going into voluntary business rescue, that of course has put a lot of question marks on whether or not Solidarity will continue with its application for SAA to undergo a business rescue. But joining me now with the latest on that application is Dirk Hartman from Solidarity. He's the Chief Executive. Thank you so much for joining us, Dirk. Give us the latest on that meeting that took place. Is Solidarity going to abandon its business rescue application for SAA?
Well, it's official. The SAA will, from as today, be under business rescue. And that is according to an agreement among all the different parties. The parties agreed that the resolution that the board took, that the business rescue application will be filed today at the Companies Commission. And that means officially today SAA will be under business rescue. If they don't do that, then the Solidarity application will be heard on the 13th of December. But according to agreement, the official process of business rescue will start today. And that is quite historic. That's the first time in the South African history that a public company is placed under business rescue.
So basically, as it stands, Solidarity will give SAA until the close of business today to file its business rescue to the CIPC, and then if they don't, that will mean Solidarity will continue with its application, and that will be heard on the 13th of December.
That's exactly what's going to happen. So the process today will be that the SAA must file at the Companies Commission. If they do that, then it's the start of business rescue, and then the trade unions will also meet today so that we can have an influence on the business rescue practitioner.
Okay, you were in the meeting. It was quite a short meeting. It started at 8. Of course, Department of Public Enterprises was present, their legal team, as well as SAA. Could you maybe give us a sense of what what they said? They obviously have filed for business rescue after you guys said that you were going to do so. But of course, you guys planted that seed for SAA to possibly file for business rescue. Tell us what actually happened in that meeting. What did they indicate? What was said?
Well, in the first place, it's not really a voluntary business rescue process. It was forced down by the Solidarity application, and it was urgently forced down because of the fact that Solidarity asked to be heard in next week. So the fact is, according to us, they actually tried to gain control over a process that they actually opposed last week. And in the meeting, immediately the SAA indicated that they is in possession of a resolution that still must be filed. And the interesting thing that came out, that resolution was taken last night at 12 o'clock. So it was a midnight decision. It all shows it was an urgent decision to get something through before the case management meeting this morning at the court. That all confirms that the decision was actually forced down by the specific court process. And thus it's actually a victory not only for Solidarity, I think for taxpayers in general.
Just lastly, Dirk, if you can just speak to us about the sense and conversation that you're having with other unions. NUMSA has indicated to eNCA that they are not going to comment as yet because they're having some kind of meeting, and you indicated to us a little earlier on that you're meeting with other unions to discuss the business rescue application. What is the sense from other unions that are impacted by this around the business rescue?
Business rescue is now a reality. That's the only option left. So now we must say, what can we do with this specific reality? So what we started this morning already is with discussions with other trade unions, so that trade unions can have an influence on the business rescue practitioner. That's quite important now for us, that we can't leave the SAA now to appoint a business rescue practitioner to get control of their own process, because we don't have trust in their control up to now.
So the unions want to be heavily involved in the whole process and to see who SAA appoints as a business practitioner.
With no doubt that is necessary. You can't leave out organised labour in a business rescue process. If they want to have a successful business rescue process, then they must agree with the trade unions. We meet with other trade unions this afternoon as well, including NUMSA, so that we can have a joint voice as organised labour.
Just quickly, we're running out of time, but tell me how soon a business practitioner can be appointed, and when will we see that happening, given the fact that Labour wants to be heavily involved in this?
Today, that application will be filed, and then within 5 days, a business rescue practitioner must be appointed. Officially, SAA will be under business rescue as from today. Business rescue practitioner within days after that.
Okay, great. Thanks so much, Dirk. We really appreciate your time. That was Dirk Cadman from Solidarity, basically just informing us that if SAA does not file for business rescue at the CIPC by end of business today, they will go ahead with their court application for business rescue, and that application will be heard on the 13th of December, which is, I think, next week sometime. So we'll have to wait and see what SAA decides to do by the end of business today, and if they meet that deadline. Otherwise, Solidarity will go ahead. And important to note as well is that Solidarity will be meeting with other trade unions to discuss the next necessary steps.